Narito na ang kwentuhan tungkol sa bahay, negosyo at iba pa. Kasama ang inyong singing realtor, Jen Co.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I am so excited, guys. I'm back in the studio. Yay! Oh my God, I miss this studio. I miss the sound. I mean, everything here. It's good to be back home. Kuya Yo, thank you very much. I miss you, Kuya Yo, of course. Although Kuya Yo is on the other side, on the other side of the glass. Because pag nakita niyo yung studio natin, next time, probably we're gonna go ahead and video it and everything. Syempre, hindi pa sobrang kumpleto, but almost there, my goodness. I am so proud to be part of PHLV Radio, really, seriously. I mean, Kuya Yo, ang ganda ng studio natin. Nakakatuwa, nakaka-overwhelm, diba? Guys, you guys, what's happening right now, medyo tumataas ang ating COVID cases. So please be careful out there. Still follow the rules and the guidelines of being safe. It's for you, it's for your family, for your loved ones, for everybody's safety. So just please cooperate, okay? But anyway, I'm going to give you some updates right now regarding interest rate. Of course, I am not the lender, nowhere near having a license of the lender, but I've been working with buyers and sellers and so on and so forth, and lenders around town. We just lock in somebody right now with 2.5, and we have another one at 2.7. So with that being said, the interest is still great. I can't believe this. A lot of people are speculating that after the election it's going to be going up, or the market is going to crash. So far so good. Thank God it's not happening. Whatever people are speculating, it's still good for us, for the buyers and the sellers at the same time. So please be aware of that. The interest is still low, so you still have time to go ahead and refi or buy a house if you need to, if you have to, if you have some money laying down on the side, somewhere that is, just laying on in the bank, it's better to invest it right now. With that being said, also, we welcome back to Pamela's List, because we had them before, maybe before the COVID started, and they are in need of nurses. Yes. For all our kababayans or anybody who's listening, if anybody who's looking for a job, who's in the medical field, particularly for nurses, they are looking for traveling nurses. Okay, so I don't want to keep them waiting. Let me introduce to you Tom of Pamela's List, and also Mona. Good evening. Welcome back to PHLV Radio.
Thank you for having us. I really appreciate it. Hi, everybody.
Hi. So how you guys doing? How you guys been?
I've been doing great. We've been, hunkering down, staying indoors, wearing masks, stuff like that, and work.
Work. We are so blessed that we're still working, that we still have work. So I don't want to prolong this. So we just want to go to the point and probably remind everybody who you guys are, and what you guys do. And, we know that a lot of people doesn't have work or got laid off, even, unfortunately, our medical personnel. So what is Pamela's List? Go ahead, Tom.
So Pamela's List is...
Well, I'm sorry. Introduce yourself first, because some people probably don't know you. Where they were not went in the first time. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Tom, first.
Okay, so hi, I'm Tom. I am the Director of Operations and part owner of Pamela's List. Our overview basically is we help find jobs for nurses all over the place in the healthcare field. Just specialized. We've been, hunkering down.
Sorry, go ahead.
Traveling nurses. Okay.
That's what happened when you're live now. When you're not in the house. Go ahead, Tom. Sorry about that.
So we mainly focus in travel, but we do it all over the place. We doctors, pharmacists, DNA, LPNs, LVNs, anything. Whatever we can do to help people in the hospitals out. That's us in a nutshell.
Okay, so you're not only focusing on RN, so you also need, in needs of doctors, anybody that works in the hospital, pretty much.
Pretty much anyone in the healthcare industry, if they need a job, we'll find one, because as far as COVID goes and normal needs, not even just related to COVID, patients need coverage, and we find people to fill those places where the patients are most need.
I see. Okay, well, what can you tell us about the EMSA regarding the COVID situation right now?
So EMSA is Emergency Medical Service Authority. Basically, what they do is they allow nurses to work in states that they're not actually licensed in. So the way that, to kind of make that as quick as possible, the way that licensing works for those of new nurses or new travel nurses or people wanting to get into the travel world, if there's not a huge census where you're at and you want to travel to another place, but let's say you don't have a license in that state, basically what you can do is you can apply for a job through an agency. Per se, I can only speak for my company, but if you were to apply for through my company to get a job, we find you a job in there, we do all the placement stuff, and then once that's done, if we get an offer for you, then what we would do is we would apply through that EMSA program to allow you to get a license in lieu for up to 13 weeks. And then basically when we do that EMSA application, because almost all states are allowing it right now due to COVID, we would instruct you to apply for your temporary license at the same time. And you're allowed to use that EMSA for 13 weeks, and then you will get your temporary license in the interim.
Oh, okay. So basically, if I live here and unfortunately I don't have a job here right now and New York City needs me, then even though I don't have a license there, all the processing is going to be happening all at the same time, and then I can go ahead and work there the span of the contract.
Well, it depends on how long your contract length is.
Yeah, basically.
You apply for the job, we apply for EMSA. We can get that for up to 13 weeks, and you're going to apply for a temp license at the exact same time. So that way you have overlapping coverage of your licensing requirements for whatever state it may be.
I see. So right now, I know a lot of, I heard there's a lot of orders. So particularly right now, how many do you need? What do you need? How many do you need of what? So that our listeners, if ever they are one of them, they're looking for a job, or if they know anybody who's in the healthcare that needs job and they are willing to go and travel, they can go ahead and tell them. Go ahead, Tom.
So to give you an idea, right now we have over 10,000 orders that are available to us to find people jobs.
10,000.
A lot. Yes.
Wow.
Heavily on ICU, any acute care positions, whether it be heavy in registered nursing, CNAs, LPNs, surge techs, but very, very heavy in RNs and ICU. That's where we have the most needs. And it's not just us, obviously, hospitals that are needing those positions filled because census is so high.
Wow. So, okay, for example, I'm a nurse here and I want to apply. How can I apply? What are the procedures and what do I need to do? What do I need to know? And let's start with that one.
So I can go really in depth in this.
But by all means, we have an hour. So
right.
Don't worry about that.
So if you're, obviously a travel nurse is different than a permanent placement nurse. Okay. So let's say you're a permanent placement nurse and you lost your job. You would have to have a minimum of 1 to 2 years of in-place acute care experience. And what you can do is you can apply that experience to go into travel nursing. When you want to go into travel nursing, there's a lot of steps that you will need to know. Just kind of like as a travel nurse 101, I would say, you need to make sure that, my suggestion, I would say it's better for me to put it that way. My suggestion would be to make kind of like a thumb drive or something, or a folder on your laptop or computer, or something that you can transfer files quickly. And you're going to want to put your resume, make sure that you're updating that with every new assignment. You're going to want to have 2 references from the last year that are related back to your resume so that they can find the hospital associated. You're going to want to have your heart cards, would be your BLS, basic life support, or ACLS. Make sure that you have those things available. Most vendors or clients prefer to have the American Heart Association cards available. Any special certifications that you have for your specialty, like it all depends on which specialty you got. So like for ICU, you're going to ENCC. You might want to PALS. Your labor and delivery, you might want the A1. So I mean, just make sure that you have all those things available so you can transfer them quickly, because it'll get you submitted and you'll be able to get a job a lot faster, because these jobs are coming very quickly. So that would be my first suggestion. The way it would work is once you have all those things, you can use social media to find positions. I mean, that's where a lot of my business goes, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, Tweet, Instagram, Twitter, all different ways on social media that we advertise these positions to people. So make sure that you guys are going out there looking for whatever you can find on social media. Once you find a position that you're actually interested in, you can contact whoever the recruiter will be that should be listed on that post, and that'll be with whatever agency. So for us, whenever we post a job, it has all that information: the recruiter, location, pay, weekly pay package. We try to put as much information as possible so that you're most aware of what you would be getting into. Once you find that you're interested and you contact that recruiter is going to gather all that information I told you about earlier, and ask you for all that. They might ask you for more, they might ask you for less. It all depends on what the client, the hospital being the client, what they want. Then once they get that information from you, they'll send it to an account manager. Account manager is going to build that profile, right? The thing that needs to be submitted to the client, which is basically a profile selling you, the nurse or CNA, the healthcare professional, to the hospital. But once the hospital receives the information, they're going to look over it and interested in that individual. There's 2 ways about it for the most part, right? Either an interview process, which is over the phone, or there's going to be an auto offer, is what they call it, which is basically they looked at your profile, you are a great fit for the position, and they're just going to tell the agency, hey, we are extending this offer to you, being to the nurse. And then we notify the nurse. We send over a contract. So all the details are in there of the position, the pay information, all the stipends, so on and so forth, information about the hospital. I mean, all the way down to scrub color in some of these contracts of what you're going to be wearing, which is a fairly important detail, believe it or not. From there, then it starts the credentialing process. So when it gets into the credentialing process, there's a lot of things that happen. They're going to start doing background checks on you. They're going to do sex offender registration. They're going to do Social Security verifications. They're going to have you all your immunization records. They're going to send you to a few places to get some things done, like a tuberculosis test, for instance. So they'll find you hopefully, depends on the agency, but they'll find you a location nearest you, and you'll go get those tests done and everything else. You'll provide all that information to that agency, and what that's doing is that's allowing the hospital that has a minimum requirements to say that you can work in their hospital. That's the point of the credentialing process.
Wow, that's that's kind of, you're not joking. It's kind of intense, right? There's quite a bit of steps. But with that being said, how long was that? I mean, let's say, because there's a lot of things that you already mentioned. Is that how long usually is the process from the hiring to the actual going to the hospital?
So it all depends on the requirements of the facility, but as an average, say anywhere from a week and a half to 2.5 weeks. I would say more around 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. So, because the way you were saying it, it seems like I think I'm going to wait 6 months before I get done with all the requirements. So it's not really, it sounds intense, but again, because you already have a license and everything else, it's just putting it all together and then submitting it. and just minor things. So it's not that, it's
It is. It is a little intense. It all depends on the response of the agency that the nurse is working through, and the response of the nurse themselves.
Yeah, if they procrastinate and I'll wait till 2-3 days from now to try and apply or get the tuberculosis test or things like that. Yeah. So, well, you have your assistant or a new recruiter who's with you, who's Mona. Let's go ask her. So probably, let me ask her and see, because of your new position. Mona, welcome to the show again. And now you have a new position that you're tackling. So introduce yourself and tell the viewers, the listeners, what's your part on Pamela's List.
Well, good evening. Bonsoir, everybody. Thank you for having us again, Jen. Good to be back.
Welcome.
Thank you. So I'm proudly part of Pamela's List now. And I'm very excited. Very excited. So what was your question again?
The question is your position as a recruiter. How did you got into it? Because I know you're still studying for your nursing, but of course we cannot discuss that. But you're you have a good part in the Pamela's List, which is a recruiter. So what do you do? How do you do it? What make you decide that you want to be a recruiter for Pamela's List?
So being a nurse student, as everybody knows, it's very intense, the hours and the study. But the good thing about being a recruiter is you are basically CEO of your own timing. So you just have to familiarize yourself with the social media. I'm pretty much very good with Instagram. And I have a Twitter account. All you need to have Facebook account, all the social media basically. And you're all set to go. You just have to have also the personality.
Of course.
And just find people. I personally work part-time too, and I walk into people and I'd be like, oh, you're a nurse, and are you interested to travel or any other position? So it's pretty easy. And actually I was talking to Miss Paulson, Pamela, the CEO of the Pamela's List, and she was telling me you need to have a PhD. And I was like, oh, I need to have a PhD to recruit. And she was saying professional, hardworking, driven.
Okay, that kind of PhD.
This is awesome. I love it. And to be honest, one of the reasons I want to become the recruiter part of Pamela's List, the team, they're amazing. They treat you basically like a family. They're so caring, and they work day and night, and time for them doesn't matter basically. And me, as in future, I'm going to be part of travel team. So I would love to work for some company like Pamela's List, that they take care of you. They're thoughtful, they're caring, and I'm part of the family. So I decided to join the group, the team, and it's my honor.
All right. So as a recruiter, do you just particularly recruit through your social media, or you go ahead and go to different, maybe, I don't know if it's legal or not, if you go to the hospital itself and try to, get some, nurses there, if ever. But I don't think that's right, Kuya Yo, right? Because you're in the business too. You cannot be recruiting people that is already working in the hospital. I think that's unethical, and that's bad, but I don't know. So so what do you do? Where else do you go? Because I know social media is strong, but do you reach out for schools? So maybe, I don't know if that's if it's okay if the person is just about to graduate or newly grad, or if you go through the list of, I don't know, somebody who just passed the board. Is there a specific rules or requirements that you have to be already working or had your license for a year already before you can get recruited as a traveling nurse? How does it work?
So for that, I can answer you, but sorry, go ahead, Tom.
I was going to say, I'll help Mona out with this one a little bit. So it's, for her position in the company right now, we just have through social media.
Okay.
But as far as to answer your question, to make sure this is a misconception, we do permanent placement as well. We also do per diem placements, but But obviously right now travel is what we're focusing. But I just wanted to make that clear. So when it comes to new grads, that was one of the pieces you touched on.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to find new graduates positions just because of the lack of experience.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them seems to start out in like skilled nursing facilities and things like that, get that acute care experience, and then they move into a hospital setting, or they'll move into travel. It all depends on what they want to do with their careers. As far as recruiting goes, so there's a couple different aspects of recruiting. Social media is huge. That's one of the biggest ones, right? Because especially like you can walk around and go to hospitals and say, "Hi, how are you doing?"
Yeah.
But that's one of the bigger ones. Word of mouth is huge. Obviously, advertising, just getting the name of your agency out there. Our branding, our personality, things like that. That's what attracts people to Pamela's List, at least from my understanding from the nurses that I work with. The other part, which is what you're talking about as far as hospital recruiting goes. So when it gets into the hospital recruiting, then it's no longer recruiting nurses. When it comes to hospital recruiting, we're trying to establish contracts and partnerships with the hospital to be able to staff their hospitals. And that part we are unable to do right now, again, due to COVID. So a lot of that is through telephone calls and emails and professional relationships.
I see. So that's what I thought. I thought that, you cannot just get somebody who's newly, licensed because of lack of experience. Okay, well, for those who meet the qualification, why do they need to do traveling nurse, or why would they choose to be a traveling nurse versus, to work in a hospital? Money-wise, I mean, incentive-wise, what's the difference? Because I heard they make a lot of money.
Yeah, so it all again, it's what is best for you as human being, as a career.
Per individual, what they need.
Correct. But through the time in this company, I've made friendships with a lot of nurses, and the consensus seems to be travel and money. I mean, those are very, very high incentives. There's different agencies that can do different things, but as far as Pamela's List, again, speaking from my own company, what we try to do is give the nurses as much as we possibly can, not only on the contract itself, but on the non-taxable wages as well. So the stipend for like lodging, meals, travel expenses, things like that. But I mean, wouldn't you want to travel all over the United States and get paid, right now, up to some jobs, they're $6,000 a week, $7,000 a week?
6,000, 7,000 a week. Holy
right now,
moly.
The highest paid nurse we have currently on contract is $7,100 a week.
$7,100 a week, and that is just for the job. The housing allowance, the incentives, and everything else is separate on that one.
Yep, $7,100 a week is that's the total week.
Oh,
pay.
the total. Okay. Because I was like, let me go to school and wait for me. Yeah, I told you. You put a dollar sign in front of me, I'll do it. Just give me time. But anyway, I was joking. So go ahead.
50%, 50-50. So 50 would be taxable, 50% would be non-taxable. It all depends on PSA approved levels for that is possible within the law.
Wow, that's a lot of money. I mean, that's a lot of money. So far, which state has more demand on medical personnel right now?
Well, due to COVID,
based on your, on your agency.
It's very, very hard to answer that accurately due to COVID. I mean, anybody who's watching CNN right now or any of the other news agencies, I mean, COVID is everywhere. So there's every state. If I had to narrow it down to what I've been seeing over the last 3 weeks, I would say 2 to 3 weeks. Anna, Illinois, North Dakota, New York again, Texas, Florida, California. All these places are very, very high in demand. Even Reno, that's a good point. Nevada is getting pretty bad as well.
Wow. So most of the numbers that we have right now, is it more likely on Reno side? Because
Or, I mean, here in Nevada?
Here in Nevada, or more
Yeah.
on Las Vegas side? Because it seems like it's more on Reno, huh?
It is. Yeah, it's more in Reno side right now.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm happy in a way it's not more in Las Vegas, but I feel bad because that, nobody, we don't want anybody to be, having those type of problems, especially with COVID. I mean, yeah. So anyway, okay, so they make pretty good money. I mean, I cannot say decent money. That's really, really good money. I mean, about 7,000 a week, up to 7,000 a week, and then only almost half is, is tax free.
Yeah, and it actually, believe it, some of those nurses that I'm talking about, because like I said, that's the highest that we have right now. There's other contracts that we have that are, I mean, say that this is small money, but 2,200 a week, 2,300 a week, 2,000 a week, like those are the low paying jobs that we have available. But these people that are making, I mean, I would say everybody is capitalizing as far as on the current situation when it comes to the salary aspect. They're working well over what their weekly salary is. So there's some of those people that are making almost $10,000 a week by working an extra 2 shifts over the 7,100 because they get time and a half it depends on the contract, but for the most part, time and a half for anything over 40 hours. And they're working 70 hours a week, 72 hours a week. I think we had someone that worked 84 hours last week.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. I mean, that's a lot of money. But of course,
it's great patient care is what it is. It's what these nurses are doing. They're doing what, not only on the money side, but what they're doing is taking care of the patients and putting their own personal well-being aside to make sure that the patients are getting taken care of. And of course, we need to pay them for those sacrifices that they're making.
Exactly. I was going to say that, yeah, it sounds really, good money, but the sacrifices that they're doing, that they're away from their family, they don't know what battle are they going to, well, they know it's COVID, and, most of the time there's a, COVID patient and sacrifices their health and well-being, and we just hope and pray that they are safe, because we have a lot of frontliners and healthcare workers that also pass and get, they are so affected by it because firsthand, I mean, not only they're taking care of one, but they're constantly around those virus. You know what I mean? So it's not like us walking outside and catching it just from one person. Our healthcare workers are facing it every day, every single day. That's why, they are, appealing to the public to go ahead and please, be safe out there and just follow the rules, because they're getting, they're getting swamped with a lot of patients again, like the first time. So they don't know where to put the patient anymore, and they're getting so emotional about it too, because they're tired of seeing people die. It's not easy for them. They're also human beings. They're looking at it as their, family members and everybody else, So yeah, that no money can replace the sacrifices that our frontliners and healthcare workers are doing for us. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So. I actually have a nurse on contract here in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. We met up not too long ago and had a pretty in-depth conversation about some of these topics that you're bringing up. Mm-hmm. On the show today, but unfortunately, guess what? He's working. But yes, I don't want to speak totally for him, but I will share. He had shared with me. It really does take a toll on them. I don't want to get in a sad part of the topic, but it's reality. They deal with holding people's hands as they're passing away due to not being able to breathe. And it takes a big toll on them. Some of them, mentally, obviously physically, like it's just a very physically demanding job. And one of the things that he shared with me, which is why I do my best to help people as much as possible, is they're not getting the help that they need in a lot of these hospitals. The nurses are not. There's just, because of the fact that there's so much need with the patients, that these nurses that are supposed to be only, with 1 or 2 patients, get here 4 few patients at a time, which is a lot. That's extra work. I don't want to say extra. That's a lot of additional work that's getting put on these nurses, and they're doing their best, but they need help.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know. We hear that all over, all over our nation. I mean, all over the U.S. that they don't have supplies. They don't have enough staff. That's why you have over 10,000, job opening or to fill, because they need healthcare workers. So, wow. So that's crazy. That's sad in a way. But hey, if anybody out there wants to work and want to do traveling nurse, and they are in need Pamela's list, just contact Tom or Mona. They'll be giving their information later on. So Mona, let's go back to you, because so what else are what other platforms or what other things do you do for Pamela's List?
Well, at the moment, I'm taking care of the Instagram account for Pamela's List as well. Mm-hmm. It's coming soon. I'm working on it. And because I just started, basically, I'm just trying to gather information as much as I can and just post jobs. And with help, Tom at the moment, he's helping me with that. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure as I get into it, I get more more demanding, basically.
I see. So basically, you're taking care of just the social media and everything.
Yeah. At the moment, yes. Which it's just our Instagram account is just Pamela's List, mm-hmm. and we are getting more followers, and hopefully. The more pictures and more posters are going to be posted on Instagram account too.
Okay. And Tom, isn't it that you also hired some of the people from our country, from the Philippines, to help you with the business?
Yes. We have had a few conversations with other people from the Philippines to help give us some information and insight. We're going to be, hopefully one day, after COVID is over, we're going to be utilizing some of the Filipino nurses to come over to the United States with, I think it's the A1 visas. Am I correct? You know better than I do when it comes to the licensing requirements to get them over here. But yes, that's
it's
what
H1,
we're going to.
Right, Kuya Yo? Yeah.
The H1 visa. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to be doing, and hopefully getting some Filipino people to come work with Pamela's List from the Philippines here in the United States.
Well, thank you very much for doing that. Thank you very much for helping our kababayans too. We call our kababayan, Filipinos kababayans, So thank you very much for doing that. Let me just say hello to some of our listeners right now. Raul, hello. Don, hello. Of course, Daddy Lito was listening, says Flora. Louie and Joy, hello, hello. And of course, to Christy Manatad, to everybody. And of course, we want to say happy birthday to Tita Josie, our very own. Yee! Happy birthday, Tita Josie. We love you. I know we need to go ahead and celebrate once everything is done here. And of course, my manang Nancy. We've been celebrating her birthday all month. That's why I need to go ahead and start the diet again for the 100th time. For the 100th time before Christmas. I don't know. So anyway, and of course, the Circa is open. I heard it's gorgeous. I haven't been down there because I'm kind of scared a little bit to go on really, really crowded areas. But I heard it is so beautiful down there. The Circa of Las Vegas, the all adults casino, the first all adult casino here in Las Vegas, where the Fremont Center is. So anyway, so again, can you tell our listeners how they can get a hold of you guys? What's your phone number or your website, your email address? So if somebody's listening to us, or if they have relatives or anybody they know that want to go ahead and join the Pamela's List, especially you guys are in need of medical personnel. So go ahead, please tell our listeners.
Go ahead, Mona. You can go first.
Sure. So our Instagram account is Pamela's List. And if anybody's interested, my email is mona@pamelaslist.net.
Okay.
And also my phone number is 858-736-1504. And pamelaslist.net is the website, whoever is interested. And go ahead, Tom.
So it's very similar to Mona's. Mine is tmod@pamelaslist.net. Basically, it's T for Thomas and mod for Modafferi. That's my last name. My phone number is 1-702-238-8057. Again, 1-702-238-8057. As far as the website goes, right now, currently, it is www.pamelaslist.net. We're in the process of completely revamping our website. That's a whole nother conversation if you want to find out a little bit about it. But we're basically completely overhauling our website to make things as easy as possible for the nurses, able to apply quickly and efficiently.
I see. So those are the contact numbers and information. If you guys are looking to join Pamela's List, they are looking for medical personnel that wants to travel, or even locally, I guess, right, Tom? They don't need to travel. You're filling every position even in town.
Yep. You have permanent placement positions, local areas wherever they are in place and looking for a job, or if they want to relocate to another place for a permanent position, we have that as well. And per diem orders, so things just for the day.
Oh, even for a day?
Are also speaking for the recruiting, Jen. Whoever is interested to recruit for Pamela's List, you guys also can message me from Instagram account, Pamela's List, or my phone number, 858-736-1504. Again, you are CEO of your own time, basically, guys. You have your own time and extra dollar in your pocket. And speaking as a student nurse and a single mom, busy house, you will have time to do it, and it's fun, and you will enjoy it, actually. So if you guys are interested, get in touch with us at Pamela's List Instagram account or my phone number.
Yeah, and especially, I know it's a lot of sacrifice, but again, the pay is really good in a way. So, I want to say hello to Ate Edna Narito, Tita Carol, Nievera, how are you? Ophelia, hello, Mommy Alice from California, Cyril and Nap, of course, hello, Michelle. Hello, Mrs. Mila. Hello, Don and Raul. Yeah. So anyway, so that's it, guys. So that's basically what's happening around. And please, and also we just want to give you an update. Please, have patience. If you're calling the Philippine consulate in LA, they are very, very swamped. They're working 6 days a week just to help, most of our kababayans, to accommodate them. They're answering the phones. They're answering more than 200 calls a day. So please be patient. We know that everybody, want to go home or get the dual citizenship, or they need to renew the passport for whatever reason. They are really swamped already. They're working 6 days a week. So please be patient. Go to Philippines.consulate.la.org for all the information and updates. And I don't know how true is I guess it's true, because I got this information from one of my friends who's an immigration officer down in the Philippines. Right now, if you don't have a Philippine passport, if you're not a dual citizen, then they will require you to get a visa.
Oh.
A Philippine visa. I just got this message this morning. So please go ahead and inquire about it before you go. It doesn't matter if you used to be a Filipino citizen. If you're holding a blue passport or other foreign passport, you will need a Philippine visa right now. So please consult first before you travel, because you don't want to get stuck there. The good news is, I think they do the COVID test Again, I'm not the expert, but this is what I get. That this is the new rules that I heard as of today, that they will do the swab. They will still do the swab. You pay for the swab, of course, and then you go to the designated hotel that they assign you, or, please make sure that you go ahead and check the website of the Philippine Consulate, la.org, again, for the hotels that they allow you, they suggest that you go, because there's certain hotels only that you can go to wait for your result. And if your result comes out 6 or 8 hours after, usually that's the time frame, or within 24 hours, then you're good to go. You don't need to quarantine anymore. So that's the news that I receive as of today, that anybody who is not a Philippine passport holder, or not a Filipino citizen, and not a dual citizen, holding a foreign passport, you need a Philippine visa. They said I think they're waiting for another directives by December, if it's going to change, or if there's any news. But this is according to the immigration officer from NAIA in the Philippines. So guys, please, make sure that you do your due diligence of getting all the right information before you travel, so you won't get stuck. Hi, Kuya Ramon. Hi, Tort. Hi, Tita Josie. I don't know if you heard us earlier, but we greeted you again. Happy birthday. So, yep, I know you're listening right now. Tita Annie, hello. Let's see, watching, you're gracious. Oh, thank you, Tita. You're so kind and nice, as always. And of course, we're gonna celebrate. I was telling Kuya Yo, we have to celebrate your birthday again once this pandemic is gone, or if we can celebrate like 6 feet away from your grand house, right? Because you got a new mansion. Tita Josie and Tito Fred has a new mansion, so we can probably all fit there anyway, right? So we're gonna celebrate that. Anyway, so with that being said, Kuya Yo, is there any new news? Nothing, huh? Before, we have a lot of we have a lot of ads and the announcements and everything, like 15 minutes, 30 minutes of announcements and everything. But since we're COVID, so we try to limit is there any limitation now? Did they just suggest, right? Governor just suggests to stay home if possible, so we be safe at home, and please, no more away. The election is done, so a lot of people are fighting on social media and everything like that. That's why I don't discuss politics and religion. That's the two things that I don't discuss, because I don't want to make away to anybody. Okay, we just respect everybody's opinion and everything. So, but anyway, it's all done. Let's just hope and pray, whatever it is, that's God's will, and that will help us all to be peaceful and get over this and go through whatever we're going through. So, anyway, well, Tom, Mona, Pamela's List, thank you very much for gracing the show again. And of course, again, I will tell you guys, if you need to be back here at the studio, at PHLV, and probably next time you can go in the studio, our beautiful studio right now. Did Tita Josie came here already? Not yet. Nako, Tita Josie, you have to come here. It's nice. But anyway, yeah, sorry. Ang aking utak, my brain just, switched. I was telling you guys are welcome anytime. And then I talked to Tita Josie. But anyway, so yeah, you guys are very welcome here anytime. And thank you very much for giving jobs to our medical personnel, as always. And please be safe out there. And again, tell the listeners what's your contact list if they are interested on joining Pamela's List, or if they're looking for a job in the medical field. Go ahead. Tom? Mona? You guys still there?
Oh, I was letting Mona go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to say thank you very much for having me, Mona, and allowing the company to speak to all your listeners. I just wanted to let you know that we are part of the Philippine Nursing Association as well. So we love
thank you.
We love you allow us to be a part of your broadcast. As far as my contact information goes, one more time, tmodd@pamelaslist.net, or phone number 1-702-238-8057. So anything that we can do to help you out, whether that be, as Mona pointed out, a recruiting position within the company, or a medical professional looking for a position. We'd love to help you out as much as possible and be here for you 24/7.
Great. Mona, go ahead.
Well, thank you again, Jen, for having us, and continue as what Tom said. My contact number is 1-858-736-1504, and my email address is mona@pamelaslist.net, and our Instagram account, our new Instagram account, is Pamela's List. So looking forward to hear from all of you guys, whoever is listening.
All right. And I would like to say hello. Somebody's waving there. Modi, hello. And Soli. And of course, Ate Celia, who's listening and viewing all the way from the Philippines. Hello, hello. RJ, how are you? RJ Collado, one of our leaders who's making $400,000 a year. I'm so jealous. But you know what? I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I don't know how, but no, I know how. But anyway. And of course, Perla, who congratulations for passing your real estate license. You're now armed and dangerous, diba? Anybody who passed their license are armed and dangerous because you can do whatever you want right now. Sky is the limit. You got to remember, whatever license, whatever education you have, it's only you can do what nobody can force you to make money, or nobody can force you to do what you need to do. Whatever you accomplish is because what you want in life. So you cannot pinpoint in every, oh yeah, but this, no. If it treat it as a regular job, no matter what it is, so that you make money. Okay. So anyway, who else? Okay. Dan, hello, how are you? So anyway, guys, thank you very much. Daldal pa rin ako ng daldal dito because I want to stay in the studio. It's nice studio. Again, Kuya Yo, thank you very much. Great job. Mona, thank you. Tom, thank you. To our listeners and viewers, thank you very much for supporting PHLV Radio. You were not going to grow this big, and I'm pretty sure we're getting bigger and bigger every time because of you guys for supporting us. We already have Florida. We have Oregon. We have what? New York. The New York start already, right? Who else? LA. Yep, LA. Well, LA, the one who's supposed to start LA is in the Philippines right now, Josh. So we'll see. Josh, calling Josh. But anyway, so yeah, we are expanding all over, U.S. right now, and that is not going to be possible if not because of you guys, our supporters, our listeners, and of course the leaders and the hosts that wanted to join the team. And this is for everybody. This are not only for Filipinos, but of course for Filipinos, for our kababayans, for us to go ahead and connect, and of course to our Filipino-American friends and our Americans, of course. Everybody, this is for everybody. All right? So anyway, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you guys again next Thursday. Mag-ingat po kayo. Please be safe. Stay safe. Just, watch out there, okay? Bye. Love you guys. Bye-bye. See you next week.
Do you know your home's value? Are you thinking of selling your home and you're curious what the current estimated value is? Contact Jennifer Genco for a free, no obligation estimate. Jennifer Genco from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services of Nevada. Call 702-444-8958.